So train moderately to intensely, to very high intensity, and then moderate to low intensity. Or train moderate to high intensity and then go about life. And in fact, I have a friend who uses this strategy. He likes the train intensely and not that often protocol because he's a very busy person. So he'll train for 20 or 30 minutes intensely with weights or just body weight movement, doing a lot of, he does burpees and push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and just kind of moving in kind of circuit type training, but where he's breathing really hard. The goal, he always says, is I want to breathe hard for 30 minutes every day. And then afterwards, he hydrates and drinks coffee and moves into his day. And he's walking around and taking calls and carrying around his children and doing all these kinds of things that keep him really busy with kind of like low intensity work. So I think you get the principle now. But you should all be asking yourselves, as scientists of yourselves, why would it be that certain patterns of exercise would lead to more or less fat loss? I mean, it can't just be about the energy burned. We already established that. And again, it has to do with the neurons. It has to do with how we engage the nervous system. So while non-exercise activity-induced thermogenesis, NEAT, the fidgeting, and cold can induce thermogenesis by engaging shiver-type movement or low-level movements, big movements that are of very high intensity, meaning they require a lot of effort, deploy a lot of adrenaline, epinephrine from our neurons, and signal particular types and amounts of fat thermogenesis, fat oxidation. Whereas low-level intensity exercise, low or moderate intensity exercise, walking, running, biking, where you can do that easily, there's not very much adrenaline release. So adrenaline, and aka epinephrine, is really the final common path by which movement of any kind, whether or not it's low-level shiver, or whether or not it's lifting a barbell, sprinting up a hill, or doing a long bike ride, adrenaline is the effector of fat loss. It's the trigger and it's the effector. So now I want to turn our attention to compounds that increase epinephrine and adrenaline, as well as compounds that work outside the adrenaline epinephrine pathway to increase the rates of fat loss. I almost always save compounds and supplements and things of that sort to the end, because I do believe that people should look first toward behavioral tools and an understanding of the science before they look toward a supplement or a particular thing that they can extract from diet.